Hey, what's up guys? John here. Mega Landlords and Airbnb just partnered up, and I think what's going to happen next will revolutionize housing in ways in which no one has ever really considered. I believe what's going to happen is tenants essentially going to start working for the landlords, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. This is what's going on. I'm going to walk you through this step by step, and this is why I think right now is the best time to build out a game plan, a framework, a strategy over the next 2 to 5 years to really invest in real estate, own rental properties, buy them at the right price in the right area, have the right plan and strategy. The reason for this is we just look at what's going on. The writing's on the wall. Inflation's getting out of control. And as the cost of living is increasing, they say it's costing the average American family $11,500 a year, just inflationary costs. It's huge, right? How does anyone expect to get ahead when that cost is likely only going to continue to rise? Unless you believe that inflation is going to get back to 2%. I personally don't. They're right now sending out inflation relief checks to 20 states. Florida, Georgia, California, 20 states in America are getting inflation relief checks. Just in Florida alone, 59,000 families are getting $450 per child. So when we start to look at this, the writing's on the wall. The only real way out of this is to invest in real estate and to position yourself in a really, really good place. So here's what's going on. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube's going to share this content to educate more people about what's really going on. If you need help fixing your credit, maybe you want to invest in real estate in the next couple of years, we would love to help you. Love to help fix your credit, to help you really get the best financing. At GreatCreditFast.com, I believe we have an appointment available today. They're filling out very quickly. Tomorrow, I think maybe only 1 or 2 available. But GreatCreditFast.com, look at what the CEO of Bank of America just said. He said consumer creditworthiness remains strong according to Bank of America chart, which shows the average FICO score on consumer credit cards is 770 in Q3. The average FICO score on auto loans, 789. The average FICO score on new mortgages, 768. The average FICO score on equity lines, 792. This is like perfect credit. Perfect credit's an 850. But many people are accustomed to getting financing at 650 credit scores, 680 credit scores, normal credit scores. The average credit score in America is a 698. This is exceptional credit. And so we're looking at what Airbnb is doing. They're helping renters find an apartment, right? They're helping renters find an apartment. Airbnb aims to make their policy for cleaning fees more transparent, right? They're really trying to change everything about what people don't like about Airbnb, and they're opening themselves up almost like a Walmart of real estate, where they're basically going to be the mass provider, right? And this is what's going on. Airbnb aims to attract big landlords with a cut of its rental sales. Airbnb Inc. is launching a listing service for rental properties with some of the biggest landlords and property managers in the country to bid to expand its business in multifamily buildings where owners often shun short-term rentals. The new service will feature more than 175 buildings owned by Equity Residential, Sam Zell's company, one of the largest landlords in America. Greystar Real Estate, I believe they have 700,000 properties in America, or housing units, excuse me, and not owned, 700,000 under management. And 10 other companies, Airbnb said on Wednesday. The site will act as a listing platform for rental apartments similar to Zillow or Apartments.com, but it will only include rentals where short-term sublets are allowed. Tenants who sign a lease can sublease their units for a fixed number of days depending on the building owner, but not more than 180 days. Landlords who partner with the new listing service will get a share of the total booking revenue from Airbnb's sublet, 20%. So imagine you're a landlord and maybe you're in a market where rents skyrocketed, which is basically almost every market over the last couple of years. They're softening now, and in some markets like Austin, they're down 9.9%. Oakland, they're seeing massive price reductions. When you start to see this, what are landlords going to look for? They're going to look for upside opportunity. Imagine if you're a landlord, you say, you know what, normally your rent would be $1,500, $1,800, $2,000. I'll reduce it slightly, but on this condition that you're going to be using this as an Airbnb, or you can sublet, or essentially turning the tenant into an employee, making the tenant not only work to pay the rent, but also work to generate income inside of that unit. This is going to be a real thing. This is going to be huge, especially in tourist areas such as Miami, South Florida, Los Angeles, New York City, Austin. A lot of the markets where there's a lot of tourism, I think landlords are going to really be looking for ways in which they can extract more equity and cash from these properties. And these properties are going to be valued based on the income that these properties generate. So if these buildings are able to generate more income by a partnership with Airbnb, You're damn right, a lot of people are going to start doing it. A lot of companies are going to start doing this. Airbnb said the service, which will be part of Airbnb's app and website, will make it easier for people to plan to sublease their unit for part of the year to find an apartment where they are allowed to do so. And by giving landlords another way to market Airbnb-friendly homes, the company hopes to entice more of them to allow short-term rentals. Another thing that's ultimately going to happen is people that had no intention of being an Airbnb host, as this economy starts to turn and people start to, really enter a tight spot financially, they're going to start listing their properties on Airbnb. I think we're going to start to see so many properties hit Airbnb. Simply, it's going to be the landlords that are going to start leaning into this more, but it's also going to be distressed property owners that are going to start doing the same thing, right? A lot of inventory is going to start hitting Airbnb. Airbnb is betting that by making it more financially worthwhile for landlords to allow sublets, more will do so. Airbnb said all of the 12 property managers have allowed Airbnb listings before, but they're adding more buildings with the launch. Adding more rental apartments to its platform will open up largely untapped market, but a third of U.S. households rent their home. A third, and there's about 100 million homes. So you think about that. It's a whopping number, huge. But apartments in rental buildings only accounted for 14% of Airbnb's listings in October, according to Airbnb DNA, a market research firm. This share has been shrinking. The number of Airbnb listings in rental apartment buildings was down 4.9% in October compared with 2019, while the overall number of listings was up 22.9% during that period, according to AirDNA. Resistance from landlords is a big reason for that decline, according to Airbnb co-founder. A lot of people are worried their landlord is going to say no, and that even raising the topic might disqualify them from renting the apartment. Many landlords don't allow tenants to sublet their apartments on Airbnb or similar sites, wary of letting strangers into their building and alienating tenants who do not want to live next door to a de facto hotel. A number of cities where rental apartments dominate the housing market has also passed laws restricting short-term rentals. New York, for example, they banned apartment sublets for stays shorter than 30 days. Greystar, which manages 700,000 apartments in the U.S., 700,000, is putting more than 100 buildings on its listing site, but expects that number to grow. The company's chief executive, Bob Faith, said he hopes the ability to make money through the sublet will make more profitable potential tenants willing to accept rents that they might otherwise find too high. Mr. Faith acknowledged that some tenants are weary of allowing short-term rentals in their buildings, but said sublets are happening anyway, with or without the landlord's permission, and it's better to bring the practice out of the shadows. The reality is that it's very difficult to restrict it. People would meet somebody at a coffee shop down the street and give them the key. Airbnb posted record profits and revenue in the third quarter on the back of a strong travel demand, topping $1 billion in quarterly profit for the first time since going public in 2020. But the company's stock price fell following the earnings release, which projected slowing revenue growth in the fourth quarter. Airbnb stock is down more than 40% this year. A bid to boost growth, the company is increasingly focused on adding more listings earlier this month, and it unveiled a set of changes designed to make it easier for people to become first-time hosts, for example, by matching them with experienced hosts who can offer advice. Having more supply tends to bring more demand. What do you think about this? Where do you see this whole thing going? I'm looking at this, and I think that what's ultimately going to happen, the landlords and the property owners, they're going to have the most options going forward. They're going to be able to, utilize all these different options, whether it be Airbnb, short-term rentals, long-term rentals. They're going to start doing whatever they can do to start generating income and revenue. Meanwhile, the everyday American that believes that inflation is transitory could be, in a very scary situation over the next couple of years, as I believe they're going to continue issuing these inflation relief checks. I believe that the world's likely going to continue to get more expensive, and as they continue to increase interest rates, the cost to service debt is going to get much, much more expensive. Think auto loans, think student loans, think adjustable rate mortgages, think credit cards, personal loans. All of these loans are just going to get more and more and more expensive. Meanwhile, the cost of food is going to be going up. So what's ultimately going to happen is tenants are going to be looking for ways in which they can make money. Landlords are going to be looking for ways in which they can make money. And Airbnb is providing this solution that I believe is going to be one that makes Airbnb a hell of a lot of money. But I think it's going to better position the landlord to, monopolize on this. The tenants, their situation is going to get very interesting, I believe, over the next couple of years as this situation continues to this inflation situation continues to progress. What do you think about this? Drop it below, hit the like button, subscribe here, subscribe also to my second channel. If you want to fix your credit, if you want to get your credit to 750, 770, 780, 800, we would love to help you at GreatCreditFast.com. Even call us at 561-430-5900. That's 561-430-5900. And you can speak with Erica, and she'll give you a free consultation, see if there's something that we could do to possibly help you. I believe what's ultimately going to happen is that lenders are going to start tightening up, and it's going to be just like what the Bank of America CEO said. Those that have great credit are going to be the ones that are provided the options for lending. Drop below, hit the like button. Catch you guys in the next video.